What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA
Sunday, March 22nd. These picks apply for the FanDuel simulated slates.
Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made.
Okay guys, real quick for those who don't know how these simulated slates work on FanDuel, everything works the same. You build a full lineup using the players available in the slate. The only difference is the fantasy points each player scores is a fantasy score from any game that player has played so far this year. Only players with at least 15 games played are in the player pool. Pretty simple. They just take a score at random from previous games that player has played, and that's it. So knowing how that works, we've added some tools to Draft Dashboard so you can see all the possible outcomes of scores from each player, and we show the percent chance that the player has to score in each point range. So pretty handy. You can hover over the Sim Scores button and see right here exactly what scores this player can get for this contest. It will be one of these at random, and then you can see what percent chance they have to score in these point ranges. Okay, let's get into these picks. Okay, let's take a look at the point guard position. I like Mike Conley for the Utah Jazz. He's projected at 24.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.4 times value. He's 4,600 FanDuel salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. He's got a 22% chance to score 0 to 15 fantasy points, but he's got a 46% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points and a 32% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. So you're looking at a 78% chance to hit value. So you're looking at a 70+% chance to hit value and a 32% chance to crush value and get you over 6 times value. So I like Mike Conley here at 4,600 FanDuel salary. Okay, I'm going to give you another value play. I like Derek White from the San Antonio Spurs, projected at 22.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.3 times value. He's 4,300 FanDuel salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. He's got a 23% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, and a 59% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. So that's your value range right there. And then he's got a 16% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. And I like this play because he's got a 2% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. This guy's low salary. He's a nice value play. So I like Derek White here at 4,300 FanDuel salary. Okay, let's take a look at the shooting guard position. I like Drew Holiday from the New Orleans Pelicans. He's projected at 40.3 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 7,800 FanDuel salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. He's got a 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, so that's great. He's got a 22% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. He has a 47% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. He has a 25% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. And he has a 5% chance to score 60 plus fantasy points. So I love this play. I like Drew Holiday at 7,800 FanDuel salary.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, another player I like here is Donovan Mitchell from the Utah Jazz. He's projected at 36.8 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 7,100 FanDuel salary. Now let's take a look at his sim scores. He's got a 2% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. He has a 25% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 53% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 20% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So I like Donovan Mitchell here at 7,100 FanDuel salary. Okay, who do we have at the small forward position? I like Brandon Ingram. I gave you this guy yesterday. I picked this guy yesterday. I'm picking him again here tonight from the New Orleans Pelicans. He's projected at 40.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.3 times value. He's 7,600 FanDuel salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. He's only got a 4% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. He has a 16% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 53% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 26% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and he has a 2% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So this guy's got major upside, low risk player, his salary's pretty good, so I like Brandon Ingram here at 7,600 FanDuel salary. Okay, I'm going to give you a value play here. I like OG Anunoby from the Toronto Raptors. He's projected at 24.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.3 times value. He's 4,600 FanDuel salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. So he has a 30% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 38% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 24% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. But this is why I like this play. He has a 6% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, which would be smashing his value at only 4,600 FanDuel salary. And he has a 2% chance to score 60 plus fantasy points. So I like OG Anunoby here at 4,600 FanDuel salary. Okay, let's take a look at the power forward position. I'm picking this guy again. I think he's a must play. I like Zion Williamson from the New Orleans Pelicans. He's projected at 36.2 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.5 times value. He's 6,600 FanDuel salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. He has a 0% chance to score 0 to 15 fantasy points, a 16% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 74% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and an 11% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So this is a low-risk player, plenty of upside. I think he's a must-play here once again. So I like Zion Williamson here at 6,600 FanDuel salary.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard.
So look, guys, I know there's not a lot of sports playing right now, but we are posting a daily cheat sheet for esports for the League of Legends contests, and we just added these new DFS tools for the NBA simulated slates on FanDuel. We're going to be updating our tools to help you pick the best players for these sim sports, and I think these tools are going to give you a big advantage. There's no human element here. This is a stats game. This is a math problem. This is where our tools can really help you identify the numbers, the percent chance these players are going to score within these point ranges, so you know what you're getting into with each pick. Okay, so I also like Paul Millsap from the Denver Nuggets. He's projected at 24.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 4,700 FanDuel salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. He's got a 23% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, but he's got a 45% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points and a 32% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. So I think he's a pretty safe play. He doesn't have that big upside, but chances are he's going to hit value or exceed his value. So I like Paul Millsap here at 4,700 FanDuel salary. Okay, moving on to the center position. I like Marc Gasol from the Toronto Raptors. He's projected at 24.3 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.3 times value. He's 4,600 FanDuel salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. He has a 19% chance to score 0 to 15 fantasy points. He has a 56% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. He has a 22% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. And he's got some big upside with a 3% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So I like Marc Gasol here at 4,600 FanDuel salary. Okay, I also like Derek Favors from the New Orleans Pelicans. He's projected at 27.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 5,200 FanDuel salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. He has a 13% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, but he has a 53% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, and then he has a 27% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. But the main reason I like this play, he's got some monster upside with a 7% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. 7% chance to hit that monster value. I like those odds. So I like Derek Favors here at 5,200 FanDuel salary.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck. Okay guys, if you're getting any value from this video, please hit that red subscribe button. We put out new fantasy basketball videos every single day. So if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification, you won't miss out on any of our new fantasy basketball and fantasy football videos. Tons of free stuff coming your way. It only takes a second, and it helps us push out more fantasy content for you guys to consume each and every day. It's because of you subscribers that make this possible. So thank you for supporting this channel. This is a quick reminder, you should be reading the comments of this video. We have some savvy basketball fans who watch these videos, and they often give great plays and call me out when my picks are wrong. Wisdom of the crowd is a great way to get a feel for what players the field likes in today's NBA slate. We also have a DFS tool that shows you what players our members like for today's slate, so you can come on in and check that out.